In this video, we will talk about a big challenge. Can you quit social media? And the truth. I deleted all my social media for 30 days. And what I discovered about the apps controlling your life is something you need to hear. My thumb just stopped. For the first time in forever, it had nowhere to go. No feed to scroll, no stories to tap, no algorithm to please. I just deleted everything. Get this. By 2025, it's estimated that around 210 million people worldwide will be addicted to social media and the internet. That number is staggering, and it made me ask a question I was terrified to answer. Was I one of them? Was the endless scrolling, the cheap validation from likes, the low-grade anxiety from comparing my life to everyone else's? Was that just a bad habit or a full-blown dependency? I decided there was only one way to find out the truth. I was going to try and quit all social media, cold turkey, for 30 days. And what started as a simple detox quickly became a massive revelation about the hidden control these apps have over our lives, our friendships, and even our own minds. You know that hollow feeling you get after an hour of scrolling? That strange, empty anxiety? It turns out that feeling is the real reason I had to quit. Section 1. The why. A digital prison I built myself. Look, let's be honest. My relationship with social media was complicated. On the surface, it was totally fine. I used it to keep up with friends, kill time in a queue, and see what was happening in the world. That's the deal we all make, right? But underneath all that, something just felt off. The average person spends over 2 hours and 20 minutes a day on social media. I was definitely hitting that, and probably more. My screen time report was my weekly dose of shame. But it wasn't just about the time I was losing. It was the feeling after I closed the apps. This vague cloud of anxiety, sense that I was somehow falling behind in life. It turns out that heavy social media use is linked to a major increase in symptoms of depression and anxiety, especially in young adults. I felt that. There's this unspoken pressure to be a brand manager for your own life, and frankly, it's exhausting. I was so tired of the comparison game, tired of the FOMO, the fear of missing out that made my own life feel dull. I'd see vacation photos while I was stuck at work and feel that sting of envy. I'd see an engagement announcement and suddenly start questioning my entire relationship. It was like a slow drip poison, and I was sipping it all day, every day. So, the decision wasn't just about getting my hours back, it was about reclaiming my own headspace. I wanted to know what my brain would feel like without all the noise. Could I be more present? Could I have deeper conversations if I weren't mentally splitting my attention with a tiny glowing screen? The motivation was clear. I didn't just want a break. I wanted to see if life was actually better on the other side. So I did it. I pressed down on the icons, tapped the little X, and watched years of my digital life disappear from my home screen. So I finally deleted the apps. And I wish I could tell you it was a freeing, magical experience from day one. But the first week was a special kind of hell. Section 2, the journey. The first week is a special kind of hell. The first few days were, to put it mildly, brutal. I'd be lying if I said they weren't. My hand would automatically reach for my phone in any moment of downtime, waiting for the kettle to boil, standing in a lift, the second before my head hit the pillow. My thumb would unlock the screen and just hover over the blank space where Instagram used to be. It was a phantom limb. A muscle memory so deep, I had no idea it was even there. My brain felt twitchy and anxious. What was I missing? What were the memes? What was everyone talking about? Silence was deafening, and that's by design. These platforms are built to be addictive, using variable rewards to give us little dopamine hits that keep us coming back. Trying to break that loop felt like quitting a substance. There was a genuine withdrawal. By day 3, this intense feeling of isolation hit me. I suddenly realized that most of my social life was happening on platforms I couldn't access. Group chats, party invitations, inside jokes, they were all happening in a world I'd locked myself out of. Some studies even show that quitting social media can, at first, make you feel more lonely and less satisfied with life. Definitely feeling that. But then, around day 5, something changed. The constant nagging urge to check started to fade. The mental fog started to clear. I was bored, sure, but the boredom forced me to just be. Instead of scrolling through other people's highlight reels, I started living my own life. I picked up a book that had been collecting dust for months. I went for a walk and didn't feel the need to take a single picture. The nonstop stimulation was gone, and this quiet clarity started to settle in. My mind was finally slowing down. But after the digital withdrawal came the breakthrough. And the changes to my brain were so profound, it honestly scared me a little. Section 3. The Turning Point. Life in High Definition the second week was a total revelation. With the worst of the withdrawal over, I started noticing some pretty profound changes. My focus at work was sharper than it had been in years. Without the constant buzz of notifications, I could actually get into a state of deep work and get things done. My attention span literally felt like it was healing itself. But the biggest change, my relationships. Without the lazy crutch of a quick DM or a passive like, I had to actually talk to people. I called my friends. I made real plans to see them. Our conversations were deeper because we weren't just rehashing things we'd already posted online. It was a shocking thought. Social media had given me the illusion of connection, but it had been robbing me of the real thing. My sleep also got dramatically better. No more late-night doom scrolling. No more blue light messing with my brain. I was going to bed earlier and waking up feeling rested. This had a knock-on effect on everything. My mood was better. My energy was up. And that low-grade anxiety that had been my shadow for years was almost completely gone. Studies have found that even short breaks from social media can significantly improve well-being and reduce symptoms of depression. I wasn't obsessing over what everyone else was doing, and the random comparison meltdowns just stopped. My self-worth was no longer tied to an engagement metric. It was coming from inside. I was just living, and it felt amazing. By the end of the 30 days, the thought of re-downloading those apps filled me with this strange kind of dread. I hadn't missed anything truly important. The world kept spinning. The truth was, social media needed my attention way more than I needed its content. So after 30 days without a single notification, what's the actual truth I was looking for? It all comes down to 3 uncomfortable lessons. Section 4. The what I learned. The uncomfortable truth. So, can you actually quit social media? Yes, but the real question is, what you find out about yourself when you do. The truth I was looking for wasn't just about quitting. It was about what came after. First, I learned my addiction was real, but it was also fixable. You have to consciously fight against habits that these companies have spent billions to create. The first phase sucks, but it passes. Second, the connection social media offers is a mile wide and an inch deep. It's often a cheap substitute for real human interaction, not a supplement to it. Quitting forced me to reinvest in my actual real-life relationships, and the payoff was huge. And third, and this is the most important one, I am in control. For years, I let an algorithm decide my mood, my interests, and what I should value. Taking that step back, let me hit the reset button on my own priorities. I didn't need to see a constant stream of curated perfection to feel good about my own messy, wonderful life. In fact, cutting it out was the secret to appreciating my own life more. While some studies suggest a break has little effect, for me, the change was night and day. Other research backs this up, finding that even short detoxes can boost well-being. This wasn't about deleting a few apps. It was a reset for my brain and my soul. It was a reminder that my life is what happens right here, not what happens on a screen. So now for the million-dollar question every one of you should be asking. Am I going back? So what's the plan now? Am I going back? Honestly, yes, probably. In our world, being a complete digital ghost can be a real disadvantage, both socially and professionally. But my relationship with these platforms has been totally rewired. I won't be going back as a mindless user. I'll log in with a purpose, not out of habit. I'll use it as a tool, not an escape. I'm talking hard time limits, 0 notifications, and a ruthless approach to curating my feed so it serves me, not the other way around. In fact, some recent studies suggest a mindful approach to social media can be more effective than quitting cold turkey, letting you keep the connections without all the negative baggage. This 30-day experiment proved to me that a life beyond the feed isn't just possible, it's richer. It's It's clearer and way more authentic. You don't have to delete your accounts forever, but I promise you, taking a real break can change everything. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried a digital detox? How did it go? Drop your experience in the comments below. And what do you think is the biggest lie social media tells us? Thanks for watching. Please share this video with someone you know who could use it. Be sure to join our weekly newsletter. The link is below in the description. Watch our next video above, coming up next.